Well, welcome to another video. It's been a while since I've done a video. This video is about coating wheels. The coating I'm using is, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. This is from Extreme Crystal Clean Detail. This is R Evolve. Probably one of the best ceramic coatings for wheels on the market. You can do brake calipers and exhaust pipes, tailpipes and everything. It's heat resistant and it's almost permanent. Now there's a few ways of applying this. You can apply it via an airbrush. You apply it by the airbrush and you don't remove it, you don't buff it off, but you have to be good with an airbrush. Now on a gloss black wheel I wouldn't airbrush. If you've got silver wheels you can apply it and not buff it off, but the trickiest ones to do are gloss black because they sharp everything. So I'm going to apply it and then I'm going to remove it, and I'll show you the timings on when to remove and when to apply. If this is the first time of doing a wheel like this, I'd split into at least 3 sections. I'd do half the face, remove, then do another half and remove, and then put the barrel on. And I'll explain the barrel a little bit later along with the wheel nuts. But because this is the fourth wheel of a set I've done, even though I've done hundreds of wheels, I've still done half to start with, just to see how it was curing, just to see how it was going off. And now I've worked out that I can apply this whole wheel. But better safe than sorry, split the wheel up into manageable segments. If it's a really tricky wheel, then you might want to go thirds or quarters. If it's a really simple wheel, like a nice flat spoke, 5-spoke, you could do that in one go. All I've got are 2 general purpose towels, one with the short nap, and one with the fluffier nap, whatever you call it. There must be a technical term, I can't think of it. And makeup pads. These are just cheap makeup pads. You don't want the ones, I don't think I've got any here. Here's some more. These are pretty good as well. These are from Tesco. But you don't want the ones that are really fluffy because it will just leave fluff everywhere. I'm just applying a couple of drops. I hope you can see this. I haven't checked the video set up. A couple of drops. It is only a couple of drops. That's probably a little bit too much, so I'll load that up there. And now you need to make sure you cover everything, but you're not working it in. You're just making sure there's a coverage. But you have to get a rigger on, especially if you're trying to do one complete wheel. You can feel the coating going on, and on a gloss black wheel you can definitely see the coating going on, so you know when you've run out of product on the pad, because it stops leaving product on the wheel, bizarrely enough. So then I come back down here again, still plenty on that pad. You can see the speed I'm moving. The reason that a few people have shied away from this is because it can be a bit tricky. Now it's not tricky, you just can't treat it like other wheel coatings. I know there's a few wheel coatings out there, you can just take your time, put it on, leave it for a while, take it off. This you can't. This needs to go on and then come off. And you'll notice when I'm removing the effort required in taking it off, but it does come off. There's no issue with it coming off. Just go around the rim. I can still see this product being laid down. Onto the badge. Into the centre. Do the wheel nuts last. It needs a little bit more. It's just starting to dry. Just a spattering. And then just come onto the spokes. What I find with this coating, especially on gloss black wheels, and sometimes the satin black wheels, satin black wheels, when they're starting to look a bit dull and faded, and obviously you can't machine them, this adds a depth to the colour. It makes it more black, if that makes sense. and on these gloss wheels, some of the really fine scratches that you can't remove, it masks them. Lastly, into the wheel nut holes. I'm probably taking a little bit longer because I'm trying to concentrate and talk. Now with the chalk nap over your finger, you're now just levelling it. You're trying to remove excess and just work that around. And it does require a little bit of effort. That is starting to grab a bit. I think the reason some people are put off from R Evolve is because I've heard stories that if you don't take it off quick enough and it sets, it's refurb time. And that's correct. If my phone was to go off now, or a customer come in and I just couldn't remove this and I left it for 10 minutes, I'd be going down to the local wheel refurb place to have the wheels refurbed. So there's a build up of product on that cloth. You're probably looking, start to finish, 8-10 minutes per wheel, I think. We'll see how long this video is. But it does make your arm ache. You have to really work at it because they're starting to go tacky now. Obviously, if you've done half a wheel, it would be a bit easy to remove. Just making sure I'm getting it into every area. And just come round into there. And then ball it up. It's a nice ball, just for the faces. And that is predominantly coating levelled out and removed. Once you've got to this stage, that's when you can just start to relax a bit more because you haven't got the big high spots on there that are going to show up, and it will show up like petrol or oil and water on a black rim. Have like a rainbow effect. So now there isn't any drama. But you notice I didn't go into the wheel nut holes. I leave the coating on that. I leave a nice thick coating on that. So once you've removed with that towel's now ready for the bin. And you pick up the softer nap side of a towel. And you're just going over and just double checking everything you've done. I've used many other wheel coatings and they're much simpler to use than this. The only one that's as tricky to use is KKD Deluxe, which is a very good coating as well. It just hasn't quite got the durability of KKD Revolve. As far as I'm aware, there isn't anything that lasts as long as KKD Revolve. Fenlab do their wheel and caliper coating, and as good as it is, it just doesn't, it's just not as good as this. I've had this on my satin black wheels since September 16th and it's still working. So I'm just going around again. Still feels a little sticky, but that's fine. But now I'm just getting into, because I don't know how much you can see, but when you're moving the product around that first towel, you do tend to push it into the corners. So you have to make sure you're getting back into those corners and drawing it out. Hold it up again for the face. And I don't know if this is going to show in the video that these actually now look shinier with the coating on than they did before. Now you can use it on satin wheels. It doesn't make the satin wheels go glossy. It will add a warmth or depth to the black, but it certainly doesn't put a shine on. Just go back in here. side. Not very interesting video, granted. But there's, to show you in real time, it's probably the only good way of doing it. I could talk for 2 or 3 minutes about how to apply it, but unless you see it being applied. Then I find the last bit of clean towel and I just go back round again, just lightly, just double checking I've got everything. Now there's no pressure here, there's no rushing around, just making sure I've got everything. Now these wheels are brand new, but they were still washed. Any stickers on the insides were removed. Then they were degreased with Carpro razor. That was wiped, sprayed on and then wiped off. Then it was left for a little while just to dry and make sure there wasn't any eraser still left in patches. My phone made a noise. What's happening there then? Oh no, it's still going. That's a message. Don't want to do all of this and realise I actually stopped recording 10 minutes ago. Just a nice bit. Right, I'm now going to take the phone off the stand just to show you. And there's the wheel, all coated. It's now going to go on the floor with these three, with the wheels facing the wall. Put the fourth one down here. Then I will apply the coating to all the barrels at the same time, and I will not remove the coating. Even on the gloss black wheels, I will not remove the coating. On gloss black wheels, they don't tend to be as glossy and as shiny on the inside. It's only the faces that are really that glossy. And because that's part of the wheel that takes the most beating, I like to leave a nice thick layer of coating on there, the same as I would do with the wheel nut holes. So that's it. The application of KKD Revolve. Thanks for watching.